to need? That is the question. Alright. Today I'm talking about want versus need. Alright. So Americans, we as Americans, according to Mark Whitehouse, spend $1.2 trillion on things we do not need at all, like just on random expenditures such as cars, such as luxuries, candies. Defining what your wants and needs are an essential money management skill that many possess, yet do not even realize. But by properly applying the skill, you can save hundreds of thousands of dollars each year. And as a college student, I understand this, like, you know, I work and go to school and I'm independent, so knowing where my money goes is very important. Knowing where my wants and needs, because if I didn't, then obviously I'd be broke. I wouldn't even be here because I need gas money. So, if you wanted something so bad that you said you needed it. Now, what exactly is a want? A want is a desire for something that you'd like to have, but you can still survive without it. Things like ice cream, you know, designer brands, iPhones, luxury cars, Xbox 360s, they're all wants. You can always live without it. Now, picture this TV. Wouldn't you like this TV in your home?
Yes.
Yes. Everyone wants TV. I don't want TV in my home. You know? Yeah. No. Can you afford that TV?
No.
Wouldn't it be better to have this TV in your home? No, it is. It's a little junky.
I have it already. I lost the remote.
Oh, well. Well, it's much more affordable to have this TV. This TV is a want. You don't necessarily need this TV, but you know, you'd like to have it in your house. It's much bigger than this TV, obviously. All right, so if you were trying to figure out something, like if you're trying to figure out if it's actually a want, you ask things like, you know, do I really need these designer jeans? Can I live without these designer jeans? Can I live without, you know, these shoes? These shoes are expensive. You know, Nine West. You don't need to live out. You don't need these shoes. You just need regular shoes. They don't have to be totally junky like Walmart. Total,
Hey,
but
dang it.
Walmart's okay. Walmart's okay. But I mean, like, it doesn't have to be bottom broke, you know. But you know, you don't necessarily need brand name things. All right, so you can ask that, or you can ask, do I really need this burger when I have food at home? And things like that. So if you have type of questions you ask yourself when you are trying to figure out if it's a want, how do you know when it's a need? Well, needs are something you need to survive, obviously, because you don't need Xbox 360 to survive. Some do, but not really. All right, they're basic essentials that we cannot live without. So that's things like basic clothing, shelter, basic food, and transportation. We actually do not need many things, but yes, these are the only things that we need. And in order to determine if a need or if an item is a need, take a step back and consider the place it holds in your life. Some like, it can be very different. Like, needs can vary person to person, but they all have similarities. You always need, you have to have, obviously, a ride to go to work and to go to school. And you need food to eat. You don't need burgers necessarily. You need maybe fruits and water and meats and natural things. You know, you're hungry. All right. So if they were taken away from you, would you be able to live without it? Would you be able to provide for your family or function? And that's the stuff you kind of need to ask. Would you really need a fancy car, or would you want, like, you know, a fancy car for your family, or would you need a van? So, since those are the type of questions you ask, since we now know what want and need is, we need to know how to budget this. And a budget is like a roadmap to finances. Alright, so I interviewed my sister, and I asked her, how do you set up your budget? And she said, I set up by priorities. And her priorities are the same essentials. She needs mortgage for her house, she needs gas to get to work, and she needs food, and she needs groceries. And she told me a very wise statement. She told me that, imagine you only have a set amount of water to drink for a week. Now, you need that water to live, right? So you have to ration it. You can't, that's pretty much how a budget is like. You have to ration your money out and put in this budget to live, because you can't just go spending money all at once. How you budget things, you set me a course set by priority. You don't need, obviously, even like food and transportation. Do you need, of course, this burger as opposed to eating at home? And the transportation, do you need really this fancy car? But, you know, just because you're in a budget doesn't also mean like that you need to live on like a diet. But it also doesn't mean you need to save. You can't be eating all your money up. You need to save and be happy. And that's it. Hooray!